Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the RT Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr.A. Late, but this is the weekly Wednesday recap. It's about the average time for the show's recap if you've been following the show. You know I'm a busy man. I watch the fights, but I work a lot and I come out on Wednesdays in the middle of the week. I am quite surprised though that I didn't quite see much chatter of this past card on Showtime. So everyone kind of talked about it coming up, that it's going to be a good card. You know, they thought, the Leo and Fulton fight would be a good fight. They thought Aleem and Pasillas would be a good fight. Interested in seeing how Rolly would look. All the stuff that people talked about turned out to be true. The card, as myself said, it was probably going to be a sleeper card, a great way to kick off the year of 2020. And like I said, as far as everyone's few questions, they are the reasons why they were happy going into the card lived up to it. The last minute replacement by Rolly over Pauldo, that really kind of sucked, because filling Avery Sparrow, he had a nice name building, but just his career up and down, and it just wasn't the same Styles make fight presentation that Justin was going to give Rolly, and Rolly just still looks awkward. I don't know, he just looked like he doesn't have full control over his muscles or his body. Boxing just looks weird, but his team tried to have him move, show more boxing, not just power throwing. Still hard to judge, and still hard to, the book is still out on Rolly, And it's crazy that he's not a gold champion. He's like the interim champion. So like if something happened, he's like the champion you're gonna have to face. It's weird. And then you get to, which I thought was gonna be the card stiller, that the main fight, and I think this did a lot of people I saw actually whisper about the card, was the fight between Aleem and Vic Pasillas. The boxing voice even had Aleem on, and I knew he had to reach, Aleem, but I thought maybe his awkward footstepping, which they kind of let you know that it came from his karate background, so his footwork ain't boxing technique, I should say. But he just took the fight to him. Just took the fight to Vic. The reach, the counter punch in the right hand, and the body work. It wasn't a great case. It wasn't like, oh my God, it's the best body work I've seen. But I haven't seen a effective body work attack. Like the last time I seen attack like that, I was like, oh damn, this is like nice. This is like really good. It was Ugas, when he was just body countering Ramos for that belt. Just like when he got that, every time Ramos threw something, Ugas just counter like 1-2 to the body. And the way Aleem was taking those littles, it was like Vic could throw something, Aleem would throw a 3-piece, and like one of those punches that just sneaked down to the body, and it just eventually just wear Vic down. And in the fight, he scored like 4 knockdowns, but I'm saying so far in the month of January, I haven't, I am a little behind because I haven't done Weekly's Best yet. I'm going to try and bring that series back to to the show. You know, in season 7. I think I introduced it in season 5, weekly best. And I got, trying to do the year best. It's easier to make the year's best when you're not caught in the moment and you actually keep track of it all month long. And by doing that, you got to do the weeklies. And so obviously Ryan Garcia has knockout of the year so far, obviously in the short term. But I think we may have stumbled across round of the year. That's definitely the ass beating that Leo and Aleem gave Vic Pasillas in round 2. The way he just hit him and his body was lifeless going down, and then once Vic got up, he just put the beatings and beat the brakes off him on that round. Like, hit him all types of awkward angle shots, sent him to the ropes, straight hand leads, rocked his head back. Very, very, very impressive, considering how Aleem is number 2 by the WBA, number 8 by the IBF, or number 10, I think, by the IBF, and Vic was number 8 but with the WBA and number 14 by the IBF. So this was a good fight for both of them trying to get the belts of MJ. And considering MJ got some hella fight mandatories coming up, and I wonder if he will fight MJ or will he fight the world champion Figueroa. Interesting. I wonder what PBC would do with that. Obviously, that's just interesting. Just very, very overall interesting. But moving on to the Fulton Leo. This fight went how I thought it was actually gonna be. I thought Vic was gonna be in and out on Aleem. So I probably would have got that one wrong. I think I didn't make that prediction. But I think everyone I was reading and just watching, like I said, I didn't hear too much chatter about that fight, but a few channels I did hear, and most of the talk I heard going with was even though everyone had it as a 50-50 fight, a lot of people were kind of slightly making it maybe like 51-49 Vic. And but this Fulton fight, it went exactly how I thought it was going to. I just had an itch that Fulton was going to just good step to him. Just step to him like, dude, you're only good at nutrition bout. If I could just take this out of you, take the fight to you, that's, they always say, like, take a fighter's best thing away from them. And the best thing Leo had was coming at you, eventually just overworking you. And Fulton just kind of like, okay, you may not overwork me, or I may not overwork you, but you're not going to overwork me. I'm gonna make this a draw at a phone booth fight and just beat you on moments from the outside. And it was I had Fulton winning that fight easily. Like the scorecards reflected, it wasn't a close fight by points, the way boxing is scored round by round, 3 minutes, and then it's another new 3 minutes. And, that's the one tricky thing about it, because the fight was very entertaining. Each round was entertaining. But after round 5, when they said Fulton like threw like almost, I think, 100 punches for the first time, or like 90 something punches, then in round 6 he threw 100 something punches. From round 5, when he threw that first barrage of punches, the fight really started to favor Fulton. It was back and forth. You could make a case that it was back and forth. Leo was taking it to him, Fulton was taking, like that. These guys were dancing in a phone booth fighting. It was really technical. Inside Fighting, which was like I said, this is the boxing rehab for us junkies, the Double RT Boxing Show. I am a boxing junkie, and I am a addict of ring generalship. That's my addiction. So to see the complete opposite of my addiction, kind of like just a phone booth dance, it was entertaining. It was a nice little, four square of boxing. Not, and then Fulton did favor a little bit, falter a little bit in the second half. Between like round 7 and 9, he started holding out a little bit. Leo maybe got a second win while Fulton was waiting for his, but still Fulton was savvy enough to underlock him and then just go stick to the outside, and then when he had to, just beat him back up in the inside. So good fight overall, good card. Besides, Fulton's. No, I'm just thinking, did he do anything for weekly honors in January? Is what I'm thinking. 'Cause I know I read in today the fact that this is such a late recap, a weekly's Wednesday's recap. I had time to see that Colin wants Fulton to beat the shit out of Michael Collin. He'll beat the shit out of him. I don't see Michael Conlan. I would love to see that fight, because I know that's a great fight for Stephen Fulton, and it's finally a true fucking test for Conlan. And I don't think he'll pass it. I really don't. But I don't think Fulton did anything. But the last time I seen someone come out and do a nice surprise, shocking performance, and I'm not saying Fulton's performance was shocking, I'm just saying there was one on the card, and that was Mayweather Aleem. The last time I seen someone come out and like win a, say, 50-50 fight in a one-sided fashion was just last year's, and you could say an honorable mention for Fighter of the Year even was Joe Smith. Maybe he didn't beat the super elite champions that some people might have beat, maybe like a Canelo or Crawford has some big names or whatever you want to say, but as far as the competition level, Joe Smith had a nice year. And right now, Aleem starting the year off early, he could get a few more fights in. He can stay busy because he didn't take too much punishment. So, and like I said, that fight was a 50-50 rumble talking at the water cooler. And for the way he dominated that fight, again, that was a number 8 by the WBA, a number 14 by the IBF. That was a great rank climbing fight. He's gotta be the Fighter of the Year so far. Like I said, again, it's only January 20th something. Great fight, great card overall. I don't know what's happening this weekend, but knockout of the year so far is what? Ryan Garcia. Fighter of the year is Mayweather Aleem. Round of the year is round 2. Fight of the year is probably Leo and Fulton, right? Guess Fulton did do something. Thank you for your time and support. This is the Double RT Boxing Show. I am your host, Mr.A. This is the boxing rehab for us junkies. So feel free to leave your addiction down in the comment section below. Sign in, subscribe in at the front desk, and stay tuned in. Thank you for your time and support.